hitting him. But today, as the Delhi High Court set aside a 15,000 crore arbitration award, which means that the people of India have been saved 15,000 crore rupees of taxpayer money going to this company called Devas because of our exposés, we must think about the damage this one man, Manmohan Singh, did as Prime Minister of India to the fundamentals of transparent governance. Not only was his government the most corrupt, it has left behind scams that need correction even today. The Devas ISRO scam has been called, quote, a product of fraud. What more needs to be said by the courts? The irony is that these orders and observations of the courts will be ignored by some vested interests with the same eagerness that they black out the findings of the Supreme Court in cases like Rafale and Pegasus, both of which were proven to be totally bogus. In cases like Rafale, Manmohan Singh, who participated very heartily to please his party bosses in the Chaukidar Chor Hai campaign, didn't say anything when the courts found nothing incriminating in the Rafale case. That is why, in the interest of an informed debate, I begin my program by calling upon all citizens to study the Devas ISRO case and ask themselves why the Lutyens media, which shamed itself by not having the guts to ask a single question on corruption to the Prime Minister when they had the chance to confront him in a live press conference, why the same shameless Lutyens media is blacking out the decision of the Delhi High Court even today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not small. We have been saved 15,000 crore rupees of taxpayer money. And I know that may be loose change for the Vadra Congress, but we are glad and proud that as journalists who speak in national interest, to have fought hard and played our part in making this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate this tonight. I come to you with three big debates this evening. Debate number one, the case that's coming in from Jharkhand of the way in which Ankita was attacked, stalked, harassed, threatened, and then burnt alive. Ladies and gentlemen, what's this drama that Arvind Kejriwal is doing? Protesting against himself, keeping the assembly open. What's this drama all about? And ladies and gentlemen, debate number three tonight. He may be a religious head, but if he's a rape accused, why has he not even been arrested? Would that have been the privilege accorded to any others? And why should anyone be given such a leeway? All this and more is here tonight, and here are the headlines this Monday evening on the Debate Tonight.
मुस्लिम था लड़का, वो लड़का हमेशा नशा वशा करता है, सबके साथ यही करता है।
क्या नाम है लड़के का?
लड़का का नाम शाहरुख है। वह हुआ भी नहीं, 4 बजे सुबह ऐसे करके वो चले गया। खिड़की खोल के देखे तो देखिए वो पेट्रोल हाथ में लिया हुआ था, एक डिब्बा, और माचिस लिया हुआ था, भाग रहा था। ब्लू कलर का टी-शर्ट पहना हुआ था।
She was set ablaze for standing up for herself. 19-year-old Ankita succumbs to hate crime in Jharkhand.
दिन से स्कूल ट्यूशन जाते थे, आगे पीछे करता था। मैं नंबर किससे लिया, धमकी दे रहा था, बात नहीं करेगी तो ऐसे करेंगे वैसे करेंगे।
क्या धमकी दे रहा था?
कि बात तुम करो, बात नहीं करेगी तो तुमको मारेंगे, सबको मारेंगे। जैसे उसके लिए अभी हम मार रहे हैं, उसको वही सजा हो जाए।
आप ऐसा चाहती?
हाँ।
She details the targeted attack in her dying declaration, but Shahrukh, her killer, is smirking and smiling in safe custody.
आज के दिन में कितने राज्य में घटना घटी है, इसका आंकड़ा आपके पास है क्या? घटनाएं होती रहती हैं और सरकार सभी घटनाओं पर नजर रखती है।
His arrogant government neither gave her the medical treatment nor the resources to save Ankita. The Jharkhand chief minister says such small incidents continue to happen. Complete chaos in Delhi. Aam Aadmi Party competes with the BJP and protests overnight in the assembly. But what are they even protesting? Do they know that? As the agencies crack down on corruption, Mamta expects more arrests, says even she may be arrested, but says she will defeat the BJP if required from jail. An accused of rape, a powerful religious figure gets political backing as minor victims fight a lonely battle for justice in Karnataka. A young girl was home asleep when through her window, petrol was thrown in. and then she was set ablaze. She still fought 90% burn injuries and ensured that she named her killer. And his name is Shahrukh Hussain. Shahrukh Hussain, ladies and gentlemen. Ankita was stalked, harassed, threatened, and eventually killed by Shahrukh. But the state government is dragging its feet. They have this "we give a damn" attitude. The evidence is all over, but the accused is smiling, smirking away. In police custody, this is the state of affairs in Jharkhand under the incompetent government of Hemant Soren. The question is why? Why is the Hemant Soren government reluctant to go all out against accused killers like Shahrukh Hussain? What are they defending? Who are they defending? Ladies and gentlemen, we must debate.
In Jharkhand's Dumka, 19-year-old Ankita bravely battled 90% burns on her body but eventually succumbed. She died because one brute, Shahrukh, poured petrol through her window and set her ablaze.
पहले जब आप लोगों को पता चला तो आप लोगों को कंप्लेन वगैरह किए?
हाँ, उसके बड़े भाई को बोले तो उसके बड़े भाई इसको मारा डांटा तो बोला ठीक है हम समझाए हैं दूसरा मौका फिर देते हैं तो फिर धमकाया तो मेरी बहन मेरे पापा को बोली तो पापा बोले ठीक है हम सुबह देखते हैं। तब तक सुबह पेट्रोल छीट के आ गया। सर हम चाहते हैं मेरी बहन तरफ तरफ के मारी उसको भी वैसा ही मिली सजा, फांसी से भी ज़्यादा बड़ा सजा मिली।
Shahrukh stalked, threatened and harassed her for days on end before killing her. This was what Ankita said before she died.
क्या हुआ था बेटा?
हम जरवाड़ी से रहने वाले हैं और एक लड़का हमको फ़ोन करके धमकी दिया। उसके बाद फिर सोए हुए थे अपने रूम पे, बाहर से पेट्रोल डाल के और आग जला के और चले गया। वो लड़का कौन था तो फिर खिड़की खोल के देखे तो मोहल्ला का ही था, मुस्लिम था लड़का। और वो लड़का हमेशा नशा वशा करता है, सबके साथ यही करता है।
क्या नाम है लड़के का?
लड़का का नाम शाहरुख है।
और ये कितने दिन से तुमको तंग कर रहा है?
10-15 दिन से। स्कूल ट्यूशन जाते थे, आगे पीछे करता था। मैं नंबर किससे ले लिया, धमकी दे रहा था, बात नहीं करेगी तो ऐसे करेंगे वैसे करेंगे।
क्या धमकी देता था?
कि बात तुम करो, बात नहीं करेगी तो तुमको मारेंगे, सबको मारेंगे।
और ये वो लड़का ऐसा पहले और किसी के साथ भी किया है क्या?
हाँ, बहुत किसी से बात करता है, मोहल्ला का लड़की से।
बहुत लड़कियों से?
हाँ, बहुत किसी को यहाँ वहाँ घुमाता है सबके सामने।
तो तुमको धमकी देता था कि अगर बात नहीं करेगी तो जान से मार देंगे?
हाँ, धमकी दिया था रात को। पापा को रात को हम अपना बताया, पापा वाले ठीक है सुबह देखते। सुबह हुआ भी नहीं, 4 बजे सुबह ऐसे करके वो चले गया। खिड़की खोल के देखे तो देखे वो पेट्रोल हाथ में लिया हुआ था, एक डिब्बा और माचिस लिया हुआ था, भाग रहा था। ब्लू कलर का टी शर्ट पहना हुआ था। बहुत बड़ा कड़ाई हो जैसे उसके लिए जैसे उसके लिए अभी हम मार रहे हैं, उसको वही सजा हो जाए।
आप ऐसा चाहती?
हाँ।
But the killer is brazen. Watch how the accused Shahrukh arrogantly waltzes around even in police custody. His hands may be tied up, but there is not an ounce of remorse on his face. In fact, he is smirking even in police custody. He rubs his chin, almost with a sense of achievement. But in the aftermath, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand had the most shockingly casual response.
घटनाएं होती रहती हैं और सरकार सभी घटनाओं पर नजर रखती है।
And the anger on the ground is palpable.
वीडियो देखेंगे तो आपको प्रतीत होगा कि लड़की बच सकती थी, लेकिन एकदम रिम्स प्रशासन और सरकार का लापरवाही, प्रशासन ही चला रहा है रिम्स को। अब इन लोग किसी प्रकार का ध्यान अगर दिए होता तो कम से कम वो जिंदा होती आज।
The BJP is demanding justice.
झारखंड में खासकर संथाल परगना में लव जिहादी के माध्यम से हमारे संथाल परगना की जो डेमोग्राफी है उसको भी बदलने का काम कर रहे हैं। तो मैं इस सरकार से मांग करता हूं कि आप अविलंब SIT गठन कर जो अभियुक्त है उस पर फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट चलाकर 15 दिन के अंदर उसे फांसी की सजा दी जाए।
Tonight, the Jharkhand government cannot drag its feet, and the lobby cannot resort to hypocritical silence. Let's debate.
From Dumka in Jharkhand, I am joined by Ankita's sister and father. अंकिता की बहन और उनके पिताजी हमारे साथ हैं इस वक्त। अंकिता कुमारी पर जो ये अटैक हुआ, ये 28 तारीख को सारे नेशनल मीडिया में इसकी खबर आई। पहले तो मैं आप दोनों से पूछना चाहूँगा कि ये अंकिता को कब से ये शाहरुख हुसैन थ्रेट कर रहे थे, वो कब से ये धमकी दे रहे थे अंकिता को, कुछ उसके बारे में आप कह पाएंगे हमें?
हाँ सर, 10-15 दिन से धमकी दे रहे थे उसको, मतलब कि परेशान कर रहा था।
10-15 दिन से आपने कहा परेशान कर रहे थे। तो ये जिस दिन ये अटैक हुई, इसके पहले क्या आपको पता चला था कि ज़्यादा धमकी आ रही थी, और किस तरह की धमकी थी उसके बारे में कुछ आपको पता है?
सर उसको बोलता था कि तुम हमसे बात करो, मिलो। वो फोर्स करता था तो मना कर दी, तो उसी में बोला कि हम तो को मार देंगे।
खुलकर आप कह रहे हैं खुलकर मारने की धमकी उसने दी थी। तो ये जब धमकी आ रही थी, आपने कभी सोचा पुलिस के पास जाए या प्रशासन के पास जाए? कभी ये सोच आई थी आप में? आपने सोचा था उसके बारे में?
घटना घटी उसी की रात में धमकी दिया था
जी। जिस दिन घटना हुई उसी दिन धमकी दी थी?
उसी दिन रात में। हाँ।
मैं अंकिता के पिताजी से पूछना चाहूँगा कि ये शाहरुख हुसैन ने किस तरह की धमकी दी थी, और जब अंकिता ने बात की थी आपसे तो क्या कहा था? क्या कुछ ऐसा कहा था जो रिपोर्ट किया गया कि आप अपने धर्म को बदलो, नहीं तो मैं इस तरह का कुछ करूँगा, उल्टा कुछ करूँगा, आप पर अटैक करूँगा? क्या आप कुछ इसके बारे में कह पाएंगे?
अंकिता को 8 बजे रात में 23 तारीख की रात में 22 तारीख की रात में धमकियाँ दिया गया था, 22/8 को। तो हम 10 बजे ड्यूटी से आया, 10 बजे अंकिता ने बताई पापा देखे ना धमकी दिया हुआ। तो मैं क्या धमकी दिया? बोला कि तुमको कि जान से तुम्हें मार देंगे, तुम हमसे बात करो, मिलो। तो बोला कि हमने तुमसे मिलेंगे, तुमसे बात करेंगे। हम ठीक है, सुबह जाकर उससे बात करते हैं। तो अपना रूम में सोई हुई थी, एक खिड़की लगा हुआ था, खिड़की खुला हुआ था। तो आया 2 लीटर पेट्रोल लेकर के छीटा, माचिस मारा, पेट्रोल छीटा। तो उसको एहसास हुआ तो उठी, सो ये पानी पड़ रहा है, जैसे उठ करके देखी, बस तो माचिस मार दिया। माचिस मार जलते हुए दौड़ते हुए मेरे पास आई। बगल वाला रूम में सोए हुए थे, बगल वाला रूम में सोए हुए थे। दौड़ती हुई जलती हुई तो आई, पापा को बचा लीजिए। तो उसका फट से टी शर्ट खोल कर मैं फेंका। टी शर्ट पहनी थी वो अंकिता, टी शर्ट खोल के मैं रखा, टी शर्ट खोल के फेंक दिया। पैजामा अपने से खोल करके उसका कम्बल चद्दर से उड़ाया इसको, फिर ढक दिया। फिर उसको पूरा जलन होने लगा, काफ़ी जलन होने के बाद तुरंत हम मेरे गेट से बगल में इसमें चापाकल पूरी गए, वहाँ से 2 बाल्टी पानी लेकर के अपना फिर आग लग गई पूरा रूम में। उसको बुझाने लगा तो गिर गई। तो सदर अस्पताल टोटो करके सदर अस्पताल ले गई। 5 बजता होगा सर उस समय, 5 सदर अस्पताल में, दुमका सदर अस्पताल में गया। वहाँ ट्रीटमेंट तो कुछ होता ही नहीं है। दुमका सदर अस्पताल सबसे बेकार है। कहीं नाम का अस्पताल मेडिकल कॉलेज, जामो मेडिकल कॉलेज, फूलो जामो मेडिकल कॉलेज, तो यहाँ डॉक्टर आए 9 बजे, तब तो यहाँ सलाइन मैंने कहा वो चढ़ाया था, उसके सलाइन मैंने चढ़ा करके उसके बाद डॉक्टर आए, चेक किए बोले कि 90% जल गई है, तो 90% जल गई है, तो इसको बाहर ले जाओ। यहाँ से हम बोलो हम रेफर करते हैं, कहीं बाहर ले जाइए, बेहतर इलाज के लिए बाहर जाओ, यहाँ जाने से फ़ायदा नहीं है। तो हम लोग सब गरीब परिवार से हूँ, मेरे पास पैसा था नहीं, मैं कहाँ ले जाता, पूरा इधर उधर दौड़ा धोपा खोजा। उसके बाद हमको बीजेपी के सांसद से कुछ मदद मिली, मतलब ये एम्बुलेंस तेल कि तुम आप जाइए वहाँ सांची रिम्स, वहाँ जाके हम तुम्हें यहाँ सबसे लाइन अप कर देते हैं, जाके वहाँ जाके इलाज करवाओ। सांची रिम्स पहुँचा सर, वहाँ 4:30 बजे, 24 तारीख को 4:30 बजे, 4:30 पौने 5 बजे वहाँ पहुँचा। रात में 9:30 बजे चला था दुमका से रांची के लिए, तो हम सुबह पहुँच के वहाँ ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट हुआ। वहाँ भी देखे ट्रीटमेंट, डॉक्टर लोग को केयरलेस थे सब। एक बार विजिट करने आते थे, उसके बुलाने पर कुछ भी हो जाए, बुलाने पर एक बार फ़ोन करते थे या बुलाते थे, तो आधा घंटा 45 मिनट बाद आते थे डॉक्टर।
वहाँ पे जब आपकी बेटी वहाँ पे जीवन और मृत्यु के बीच में लड़ रही थी, तो वो जो मैंने वीडियो देखा, ये भी आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने वीडियो में खुल वहाँ पे उन्होंने कहा कि जिस तरह से मैं सफ़र कर रही हूँ, मैं चाहती हूँ, जिस तरह से मैं तड़प रही हूँ, जिस तरह से मैं मर रही हूँ, मैं चाहती हूँ कि जिसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया उसको भी ऐसी सज़ा मिले। और ये वीडियो में वो कह रही थी, यानी कि उस समय जब जी
हाँ जी, वो बोली पापा जिस तरह हम मरे हैं, कसम जिस तरह मर रही थी वो दम तोड़ते समय बोली, भजन बोली कसम पापा उसको छोड़िएगा नहीं, उसको फांसी से भी अगर बड़ा सजा होता पापा उसको दीजिएगा, जिससे हम तड़प रहे हैं, जिससे मेरा शरीर जल रहा है। बहुत तड़पी पे मेरी पुत्री
जी
बेटी मेरी बहुत तड़पी, तड़प के दम तोड़ी है वो।
पुलिस और प्रशासन को क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
पुलिस प्रशासन क्या करेंगे, उसी दिन उसको घर जा करके अरेस्ट किया था 23 तारीख को।
आप उन्हें क्या कहना चाहेंगे? मुख्यमंत्री कहते हैं कि ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं।
हाँ, बगल के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, उनका भाई विधायक हैं, आज तक नहीं कोई फ़ोन नहीं, फ़ोन तो दूर की बात है, पता चलने पर भी मिलने नहीं आए। और नहीं कुछ बेहतर अगर वो लोग चाह लेते हैं बेहतर इलाज के लिए, तो आज मेरी बेटी बच जाती, मरती नहीं। और कुछ भी सुविधा दे देते हैं, कहीं भी दे देते हैं, वहाँ रिम्स छोड़ के अगर बोकारो चल जाते हैं, वहाँ से हम बचा लेते अपना पुत्री को। हमको पूरा विश्वास था कि मेरा बेटी बच जाएगी। दुमका में बता दिया 90%, और वहाँ गया तो 65% जला हुआ
जी।
अगर कहीं बाहर मैं ले जाता तो वहाँ रिम्स छोड़ के हम बचा लेते पुत्री को। अगर ये लोग तरफ से अगर मदद मिलता तो
जी,
मदद ये लोग कुछ नहीं किए
जी। जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। इस बहुत मुश्किल की घड़ी में, इस कठिन घड़ी में आपने हमसे बात की, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। Viewers, I am joined on the debate now by Ratan Sharda, Nirmal Kaur, who's been former DGP of Jharkhand, Barnali Basak, Tanuj Khatri, spokesperson for the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, Lokesh Jindal of the Congress, Advocate Paresh Kumar Tiwari is leader of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, Lubna Kamal, Talha Ahmed Rashidi. Tanuj, can you hear me?
Yes.
Tanuj, can you kindly explain to all of us, I'll start the debate between you and Ratan Sharda. And Gaurav Bhatia, I can't see him there though. Gaurav Bhatia is also there. Maybe you can start by telling Gaurav Bhatia and Ratan Sharda, what does your chief minister mean by saying कि ऐसे बहुत घटनाएं होती रहती हैं? Is it because the victim is a Hindu? Is it because the victim is a Hindu that he speaks like this? कि ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं. I'm asking you very directly. What does he mean by that?
नहीं अर्नब जी, देखिए ये बहुत दुखद घटना है. कोई शब्द नहीं है इसके लिए, ठीक है. वो हमारी बहन थी और
no other one is better.
दरिंदा हैवानियत की सारी हदें पार किया हुआ एक.
नहीं, आपके मुख्यमंत्री ने कहा कि ऐसी बातें होती रहती हैं, ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं. उसका मतलब क्या है? उसका मतलब क्या है?
मुख्यमंत्री ने उसका मतलब ये है अर्नब गोस्वामी जी, उन्होंने उसके आगे और पीछे भी बहुत सी चीजें कही. कड़ी से कड़ी सजा देने की बात कही, परिवार को छोटी सी सहायता देने की बात हुई और फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट से सजा दिलाने की बात हुई. वो तो आप नहीं दिखाएंगे.
आप मुझे मत सिखाइए मैं क्या दिखाऊं नहीं दिखाऊं. एक मिनट तनुज जी अपने घमंडी टोन में मेरे से बात मत कीजिए. अपने घमंड को अलग रख के जवाब दीजिए. मेरा आपके घमंड को छोड़ दीजिए. मैं कुछ कह रहा हूं आपको. मैं कह रहा हूं 19 साल की लड़की को मारा गया है और आपके मुख्यमंत्री कहते हैं ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं. आप मुझे लेक्चर देंगे प्रोग्राम पर कि उसके आगे और पीछे क्या बोला, मैं बोलूं क्या बोला. उन्होंने कहा कि आज के दिन में सुनिए आपका सुनने का टाइम है. उन्होंने कहा आज के दिन में कितने घटनाएं होती रहती हैं, आपके पास डेटा है क्या, ये बोला. फिर बोला कि आजकल घटनाएं ऐसी होती रहती हैं और हम सरकार सभी घटनाओं पर नजर रखते हैं. आप मुझे बताइए डेटा की क्या जरूरत है. यानी कि उन्होंने ही ट्राइड टू मेक दिस एन अनइंपॉर्टेंट इशू. रतन शारदा इज ऑन द डिबेट. रतन शारदा ही इज ट्राइंग टू डिनाई इट नाउ.
सी घटनाएं
दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट ही सेड.
सी ही इज राइट. घटनाएं कैसी होती रही देखिए. 22 जून 5 girls were gang raped who had gone to villages to create awareness about human trafficking. 23rd August, a rape video was made viral of a minor girl who was raped. After that, somebody was arrested. On 27th August, a widow and her 2 minor daughters, people entered her home, they molested the girls, they pulled the clothes, and after that, they were arrested. But at the same time, the mother and the daughters, they got arrested for their post on Facebook complaining of their harassment. And if you want to know more, there have been on 4th, 11th April, there have been 2 communal clashes. 10th June, there have been 2 people died in communal clashes. 7th February, violent protest again against the Saraswati Visarjan in Jharkhand, in Hazaribagh, Kodarma, Jamtara. And you say होती रहती हैं. रांची में हुई. So बिल्कुल सही है आप क्या कानून व्यवस्था धर्म और पंथ के ऊपर चलती है या पुलिस की इनएफिशिएंसी से चलती है या चलती ही नहीं, इसके बारे में आपको उत्तर देना चाहिए. ये जो लड़की मरी इसका वीडियो देखने के बाद भी अगर आप इस तरह की बातें करते हैं तो आपको किसी भी तरफ में यहाँ रहने की आवश्यकता नहीं.
There are two videos that we must look at very closely today, viewers. First, of Ankita fighting for her life, Gaurav Bhatia, on the left-hand side of your screen. And she bravely fights. She describes what happened to her in as much detail. Just imagine today what pain she must have been in with 90% burn injuries. Her body burnt from top to bottom, 90% burn injuries. Her hands are covered in bandages. And yet this brave girl, she recounts what happened to her in the hope that there will be justice. And please see, viewers, and the pseudo-secular crowd and the secularati and the lobby and the liars must all see the smile on Shah Rukh's face. And people say, oh no, it's another crime. I say no, it's a hate crime. Is there any doubt that this is a hate crime? They'll say, don't give it a hate crime angle. Then what should I call it? A small crime? We don't have the guts in this country to accept the truth. We don't have the guts in this country to accept the truth that Ankita was murdered as a hate crime. We don't have the guts to accept the truth that Harsha Hindu was murdered as a hate crime. That Umesh Kole was killed as a hate crime. That Kanhaiya Lal was brutally murdered as a hate crime. If we don't have the courage, say it. But don't pretend and don't make us angrier by saying ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं. Gaurav Bhatia is on the debate. Viewers, justice for Ankita has to be a national cry. Gaurav.
Arnab, today the entire country stands with Ankita, and I would only say, when we hear lines like "Meri behan hai," it's very easy to say these lines. अगर हेमंत सोरेन जी की बहन होती, आपकी बहन होती, और भगवान ना करे इस तरह की बात हुई होती, तो क्या आप ये कहते कि ऐसी घटनाएं होती रहती हैं? Till you feel the pain of the family, till you truly believe that she is your sister, you will never understand the plight and agony of every Indian today. And second, आप थोड़ा शांत हो जाइए, मैं अपनी बात कहूंगा. मैं समझता हूं इतना गंभीर मुद्दा है, एक एक करके बोलिए.
करने में लगे रहिएगा.
अर्नब, the real problem here is,
शांति में हो जाइएगा तो सिर्फ आप अकेले बोलिए.
अच्छा, आप पहले बोल लीजिए. आप पहले बोलिए.
गौरव जी, आप पहले बोलिए. बयानबाजी कर रहे हैं ना.
आप नहीं, आप सुनिए, आप पहले बोलिए. मेरे से फालतू बात मत करिएगा, ठीक है? एक मुख्यमंत्री कहता है कि ऐसी घटना होती रहती है. क्या मतलब है इसका?
प्रधानमंत्री
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर किसका सब्जेक्ट है? मुख्यमंत्री ये सुनिश्चित करेगा. नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री जो कहता है वो करके दिखाते हैं. ट्रिपल तलाक को अपराध बनाया.
अगस्त को गुजरात में
मैं जवाब देता हूँ, अगर आप सुनने की हिम्मत रखते हैं तो.
क्यों छोड़ दिया गया रेपिस्टों को?
मैं आपको बताता हूँ, मत बोलिए. मैं जवाब देता हूँ. तो आप क्या कह रहे हैं? अगर एक जगह गलत हुआ है तो जो अंकिता के साथ हुआ है वो ठीक हो गया. मैं आपको जवाब दे रहा हूं. अगर एक जगह गलत हुआ है तो मैं कहता हूं गलत है, राज प्रवक्ता होके. तो आप कह रहे हैं जो अंकिता, तो फिर आप क्या दो गलत बता के एक सही बना देंगे? शर्म नहीं आती है? हेमंत सोरेन हर देखते हैं उस अपराधी का. मेरे वोट चले जाएंगे. हेमंत सोरेन feels that he will lose the vote of the minority community. That is why. और आपको धिक्कार है कि बीच में ऐसे बोल रहे हैं. शर्म आनी चाहिए. कम से कम अपने घर वालों से जाके पूछिएगा. नहीं तो क्यों हेमंत सोरेन ने बोला ऐसी घटना होती रहती है? क्यों बोला बताइए? चलिए मैं क्यों बताइए, हेमंत सोरेन ने क्यों बोला ऐसी घटना होती रहती है?
नहीं आई. 15 अगस्त को छोड़ दिया आरोपियों को, तब शर्म नहीं आई. आपको
शर्म की कहाँ बात कर रहे हैं?
एक मिनट. तनुज जी, धिक्कार है ऐसी सोच. एक मिनट गौरव भाटिया एक मिनट. धिक्कार है ऐसी सोच पर, आपके ऐसे सोच पर धिक्कार है जो टीवी में आके कह रहे हैं कि अगर बिल्किस बानो के केस में गलत हुआ तो कहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि अभी जो हुआ अंकिता के साथ वो सही है. आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? आप कंपैरिजन क्यों कर रहे हैं? आप राजनीतिक माहौल क्यों बना रहे हैं? आप पॉलिटिकल क्यों कर रहे हैं? आप जवाब दीजिए और माफी मांगिए देश से. आपको लगता है सरकार में है, आप कुछ भी कर देंगे? आपको लगता है घमंड, इस तरह की घमंड? देखिए व्यूअर्स, प्लीज सी दिस काइंड ऑफ एरोगेंस टुनाइट, दैट अ गर्ल हैज डाइड आफ्टर बीइंग बर्न्ट अलाइव. 90% burns, and a chief minister says these kind of incidents happen. And viewers, this 19-year-old girl, allow me Rashadi, this 19-year-old Ankita had her whole life ahead of her. She was stalked by a monster who poured kerosene on her, set her ablaze for rejecting his overtures. 5 days she fought. And then she breathed the last. And she said there should be no mercy for Shahrukh Hussain. And I want to say that I am also ashamed of those sections of the media. I am ashamed of those sections of the media who changed the name of the accused
Yes.
from Shahrukh to Abhishek.
Yes.
They said Ratan Sharda, his name is not Shahrukh.
Yes.
They said his name is Abhishek.
This is
Why
the way
did they
you
change
normalize
the
crime.
religion? Why did that media not give us a national apology? Was it a deliberate mistake on their end or not?
It is deliberate.
Or was it
Arnab,
something
and
else?
Always.
Why was the
It
name
happens
of the
always.
accused changed from Shahrukh to Abhishek?
Secularization of crime is a bigger crime. When you lie about the person, that is bigger crime than not giving news, even a news. What kind of attitude is this, that you change the names, whether it's film or whether it's news? How can you change the person's name? I do not understand. You will have some Bengali Baba making a crime and Isha Pandit. This kind of secularization, sorry, we don't agree with. And as I said, 3 cases in Jharkhand in a month, and this person says, Hota rehta hai. We are discussing Ankita because she lost life.
They are
Have
not
we
even
discussed the
willing
girls,
to
minor
accept
girls
Ratan
who were harassed in the
Sharda.
village?
They are not
There
even
only
willing to
there are
accept. They are
four
not even
news.
willing to accept that it is a hate crime.
We'll discuss gang rape.
No. In any other case, they are very, very eager to say this is the religion of the victim. It is India is Lynchistan, but they don't want to discuss the fact that this is a hate crime, and I wonder why. Why, Barnali? Why? Why is one unwilling to accept that this was a hate crime? Why was the second accused arrested after 6 days?
Appalling, Arnab, as to what has happened. It was like cold-blooded murder. The guy, the accused, had all the intention and the motive, and that is how he set her ablaze. He knew what he was doing.
Location.
It is murder. It is absolutely murder. And people coming on national channel and saying that wo hamari behan jaise thi. Very rightly, put forward by Gaurav Bhatia when he says that behan bolna sirf ye shabd bolna kafi nahi hai. This itself is not enough. If it would have happened in the Chief Minister's family, would he have such a casual approach? It is the approach that you speak in public. He's our elected representative. Can he have such a casual approach? If the Chief Minister today has such a casual approach, then people who commit such crimes, they could get that feeling that they can just get away with it. Look at this person smirking.
Madam, let us not politicize this entire issue.
It is not about politicizing. It is very sad and unfortunate that this kind of crime has happened. Is it politicizing? A girl has lost her life.
The issue. Let us
at least be sympathetic. How do we stop this kind of hate crime? How do we stop this hate crime? My blood boils to think. For years and years it's a fight. It's a fight for security of women. If we are not safe in this country, then what are we living here for?
So, madam, let us not politicize
what are we living
the issue.
Here for? Are we politicizing it?
Her or that political party. Let us look at the social
aspect. I am not quoting any political party. I'm just quoting about the casual approach.
No. I have a straight question. Location, Lubna. Here is my question. Listen to it. First of all, there is a casual approach in Ankita's case. Viewers, believe me. Today the national media is too busy. Allow me, Lubna, a minute to complete my point, and I will come to you with a question, with a very pointed question, but I want to say something today. Viewers, I'll tell you what's happening in our media. One part of the media is changing the name of the accused from Shahrukh to an imaginary name of Abhishek. Another section of the media is very busy today. Very busy in recording the comments of a political non-entity called Ghulam Nabi Azad. But they have no time to focus on what has happened to Ankita. And viewers, you can find out for yourself. Find out for yourself, investigate how many advertisements they have got from the Jharkhand government. I'm making it absolutely clear. Now, having said that, I have a straightforward question to put here. If the victim was not a Hindu, and if the victim had been from a minority community, would the narrative have been different? When the victims are from, I say, crimes against people of any religion are reprehensible. But how is it that the lobby, one section of our political class, only respond when the victims are not from the majority community? is this not selectivism of the extreme? Is it not true, Lokesh and Lubna, that in all the other cases which were positioned as hate crimes and a reflection of where Indian society is going, it was a completely different response? How is it that this particular case is being buried? Or talk about it as an ordinary case or not? It's an ordinary crime. Don't make a big deal of it. Why? Why?
Why? I want to look at it in an angle that why is it that as a society we are unable to protect.
Now he'll blame society. He won't everything.
Society?
Hear that.
No, please understand.
Hear that, Ratan Shah is on the debate. No, it's a societal issue now. Nirmal Kaur is also on the debate. Suddenly it becomes a societal issue.
Always persisted in some
Suddenly it becomes a societal issue.
When it becomes a huge responsibility of Hindus and BJP, when it happens in secular states, it becomes human issue. Don't you have any shame? Why can't you have one standard?
Sir,
you are
you
here.
should have
Why
shame.
can't you have one human standard? Whichever state it happens. It is a brutality against women.
I want to bring in Nirmal Kaur.
Comparing that,
Nirmal
Kaur
has been former head of the police and DGP of Jharkhand. How do you view this, Ms. Kaur? How do you view this particular incident? You've heard the details so far.
Yes, it's a very brutal, killing in very sad circumstances. And I think, if you look at his swagger, look at the spring in his step as the accused is being taken to the police station, to police custody. That is somewhere in his socialization. There's a lot of sanction, approval, and perhaps, adulation for this kind of a behavior. They are perhaps socialized to romance girls, and, there's a social approval for this kind of a behavior, and to trap them, to get them into their, so-called love. That they are in love with them, make girls fall in love with them, and then marry them and exploit them. This I've seen a lot happening in West Bengal, which is a bordering state, where, there are some organizations, these radical kind of organizations. They pay about 50,000 per month or more and give the boy a motorcycle, especially the better-looking boys. And, their whole agenda is to go trap girls. See, you romance these girls, you trap them, and then you kind of marry them. And, there's no limit to the number of girls they can marry. Once they marry them, they're used, abused, and destroyed. And perhaps, that kind of a scenario, I think it is a total, we need to have a more wide 360-degree view also. Of course, there's a dying declaration of the victim, which is admissible under 164 CRPC. And, immediately he can be punished. But how many appeals? How many years? But also we need to look at the larger picture. Why is it happening? Why is it happening?
So, very important point here, and Mr. Rashadi and Lupna are there. See, this has been said here by a very, just 1 minute, Gaurav, by a very senior ex-police officer, former DGP of Jharkhand. And she said that, it is just look at the spring in the step, she said, of this fellow Shahrukh Hussain. And viewers, have a look at it. He's totally casual about it. He's relaxed, he's smiling, he's rubbing his face with glee as if he's achieved something. And what is being said here is very worrying, because what Ms. Nirmal Kaur is saying is that there seems to be some kind of a social approval for this. You trap a young girl, you try and force her to marry him. It seemed to be some kind of achievement. Look at this man. He seems to be secure in the knowledge that he has backers. He's grinning in police custody. There's a sense of achievement. I've killed someone. I've burnt the most powerful visual. I burnt this young girl alive, like he's carried out a successful hate crime. She died. He's smirking and he's happy. And there are people on my program who are not even willing to accept. And if anyone mentioned the word love jihad, they're going to jump aside and say that's a communal argument. And the fact of the matter is, viewers, we can't be blind to what is happening around us. What is happening is wrong. Why is he smirking in custody? It's a real question. And Lubna, you must look at this as a women's activist. Don't look at this as a religious activist. This is a social issue. You need to look at the reality of what's happening around you. She was just 19. She was just 19, Lubna.
Of women.
Was this a hate crime or not? Was this a hate crime or not, Lubna? Was this a hate crime or not?
Okay, and what about...
Lubna is debating, 1 minute, Rashadi, after that. Lubna is debating with Gaurav Bhatia. Was this a hate crime or not? Simple question tonight. I hope you will say it was.
Tell me about Asfa and Bilkis Bano first. I'll come back to Ankita.
Exactly.
Just tell me
1 minute,
about
please,
Asfa
1
and
minute.
Bilkis Bano first. The second thing is
I will. Arnab,
I want to hear.
Just a minute, let me complete.
I want to speak on that.
complete. Let me
Let her complete. I'm coming to you after that, Gaurav. Yeah.
Let me complete. I was molested by a Hindu male who was my senior. And I filed a case against him in 2012. The case is still lying there in the court. Nothing has been done for the last 10 years. So, what
You're
should
you're trying to justify
infer from that?
Can I respond now?
No, not at all.
I'm
Don't
saying,
try
was
to
this a...
twist
Is
my
this
words.
a... Oh, no, 1 minute, 1 minute,
Don't
1
try to
minute.
twist my
1 minute.
words, Arnab.
1 minute. Lubna,
Arnab, don't
Lubna,
try to
I'm really
twist my
sorry
words.
for what you went for,
This should
and I
be-
hope you get
stop
justice. But having said
politicizing.
that, my question to you, it should give you greater empathy. Was this a hate crime? Yes or no, Lubna? Was this not a hate crime? Is Shah Rukh's crime not a hate crime?
Tell me about Asfa and Bilkis Bano first. 10 people were murdered.
I am asking you. No, I'm asking my question, please. Was this a hate crime? Answer my question. Don't run away from it.
You answer me.
Accept it.
You have to answer me.
Accept it. Was it a hate crime?
I'm not running away.
Was it a hate crime?
I'm asking you.
Was it a hate crime?
I was the first one to ask. No,
Was it a
you
hate
cannot-
crime?
You cannot ask me.
What is your question? 1 minute. Just calm down. Calm down. If your question, 1 minute, Gaurav, 1 minute, Gaurav, 1 minute, Gaurav. She asked me a question. Let me just take that. I'm coming to you after that. I'll tell you one thing. You know, your problem is in trying to find... Listen to me now. I'm responding to you. Lubna. Now, you got to listen to me, right? Your problem is you're trying to find a false equivalence. You need to realize crimes are crimes and hate crimes are hate crimes. Yes. Yes, the gang rape of Bilkis Bano was a horrible hate crime and I've been fighting for it. And I do hope the Supreme Court intervenes. Now answer. If that was a hate crime, if Bilkis Bano's case was a hate crime, how is Ankita's case not a hate crime?
Obviously it is.
Was this a hate crime or not?
It is. Obviously it is.
That's all I want to hear.
It was. Definitely.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Now Gaurav wanted to
I'm
respond.
saying.
I've answered your question. Gaurav wanted to say something. Debate is on, viewers.
Yes. Arnab, I just want to make a very simple statement. The moment we start making statements which are conditional in nature.
Safety.
Can I complete myself? Arnab, please ask her to be quiet.
Okay, now
It has become a regular habit of hers. I heard you. You should have the patience. Lubna made a very conditional statement. She said, first you speak on Bilkis Bano and then I will speak on Ankita. I just want to say one thing unequivocally. Bilkis Bano is our sister and what has happened is not justified. And I am so happy the Honorable Supreme Court has issued notice and the state government will take a stand on affidavit. But I must also request you as a sister that when you see that Ankita is being targeted by someone who belongs to a different religion and there is a religious connotation also. Forget the religion. Think about the dignity of a woman. Imagine, had Hemant Soren said, not Ghatna, एक minute. Please listen to me first and then you make up your mind and you can respond. Imagine Hemant Soren not saying घटनाएं होती रहती हैं but ये कहते आगे से ऐसी घटना होने नहीं देंगे. That accused person would not be smiling. He would be shitting in his pants. He would know that he would be penalized. When you start making statements like घटनाएं होती रहती हैं, you are trivializing. Please, Lubna, please don't do that. I think we deserve to respect each other. Let's respect each other. I'm making a point, you may respond. These interruptions don't do any good to anyone. All that I'm saying is, today Rahul Gandhi has not tweeted. Priyanka Vadra, who said, Ladki hu lad sakti hu, has not tweeted. Arnab, do you know why? They first see the religion of the victim and the accused person and then they decide their stand. They first see whether it is a BJP ruled state or a non-BJP ruled state. Otherwise, 5,997 rape incidents In Rajasthan alone,
Did the Prime Minister of the country
2019,
tweet?
have they taken cognizance
Where is the
of
Prime
it?
Minister of this
Ashok
country? Where is
Gehlot,
Amit Shah tweeting?
Ashok Gehlot says,
Why are you targeting Rahul
law and
Gandhi
order is a
Priyanka
state
Gandhi and
subject.
everything?
First read the constitution.
Don't you have better things
First
to do?
read the constitution.
The only way is to politicize.
Law and order is a state subject. When you don't know anything, you need to read the constitution.
Politicizing.
Law and order is a state subject, second list of the 7th schedule, please. And if you don't read the constitution, I can't do anything. But Ashok Gehlot saying, ye chota rape hai. Can you tell me what is chota rape and bada rape? Would you have the courage to answer that?
These convicts,
You will not have the courage, I know that. Now it will become a shouting match.
Do you agree with that, Gaurav?
Shanti Dhariwal saying मर्दों का प्रदेश है राजस्थान, justifying rape.
सर हाथरस का क्या हुआ? उन्नाव का क्या हुआ? हाथरस और
So I am the national spokesperson of the party, and I say this.
1 minute. I'm not. One minute. हाथरस का क्या हुआ? उन्नाव का क्या हुआ? जिन्होंने कहा उनको मैं करारा जवाब देना चाहता हूँ. मेरी बात सुनिए. मेरी बात सुनिए लोकेश जी. सुनिए एक मिनट लोकेश जी मेरी बात सुनिए. No, 1 minute Gaurav. 1 minute Gaurav. Lokesh, this is not rape versus rape and gang rape versus gang rape. Please be clear about it. Have the courage to say that this was a hate crime.
No, it wasn't.
I object to the politicization of this issue by Gaurav Bhatia.
They will never accept hate crime.
Volume down. I want to hear only Rashadi now. What did he say? He's saying this is not a hate crime. So I want to ask you, Rashadi, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Rashadi, I'm asking you a follow-up question. I'm asking you a follow-up question. So stop right there and let me ask you. And I'm asking you today. How do you know it was not a hate crime? How do you know?
How do you know it is a hate crime?
How do you know?
How do you know it is a hate
Who decides that?
How do you know it is a hate crime?
How do you know? How do you know it's not? Well, what decides your response? How do you know it's not? How do you know Nishant Kishore was not? Nishant Rathod was not a hate crime. Umesh Kole was not a hate crime. Kanhaiya Lal was not a hate crime. Vijay Kamble was not a hate crime. Harsha Hindu was not a hate crime. And Ankita is not a hate crime. How do you know it was not a hate crime?
No, you do not.
How do you know? How do you determine? Who are you? Who are you?
Let me shut up. What about?
How do you know they are not a hate crime?
Give me 13 seconds. Give me a minute.
You decide your response based on the religion of the victim or the religion of the accused.
Now you are coming to a
You have a communal angle to things. Stop your communal angle. Stop your communal line.
You are running a communal angle.
You have a communal angle to
She
things.
was a Hindu. No one. You try to politicize this matter. You try to communalize this matter by saying that she was a Hindu. You try to put your words in her father's mouth. That
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Please ask, please listen to, please understand who, how do you know it's not a hate crime? What is it driven by? What is it driven by? What is the crime driven by? Tell me. What is the crime driven by that you know the mentality? Are you inside Shah Rukh's head that you understand what was in his mind when he carried out a crime? Do you psychoanalyze him? Are you his best friend? How can you come to such conclusions?
Okay, now let me respond. Give me.
And what do people mean by ऐसा होते रहता है? Ratan Sharda is also on the debate. I know that. Ratan Sharda.
Statement is very simple. When he says it's not a hate crime, so the dying girl's declaration has no meaning for them. The very circumstances how she was killed has no meaning for them. For them, this one-way street of love and hate is what they want to certify. When will we actually start treating women as women with dignity? When will we start behaving like responsible citizens and stop saying, what about? Bilkis Bano's victims at least were jailed, they were convicted, and then after 15 years this happened. In your case, the case hasn't started. The dying girl makes a statement and you have nothing to say. Two minor girls are molested, they go to court and they are arrested on the Facebook, they are arrested. This is still you say it's not a hate crime just because 4 families of Hindus live there. 5 girls are raped and you say that gang rape, you say that is not a hate crime. What is a hate crime? Please define hate crime. What did Ankita pay for her life?
Lubna.
Please define hate crime so I can understand her mindset. It is not a question of what about.
Why are you applying that terminology over
You
here?
are doing a whataboutery.
Why are you categorizing it as a hate
Okay,
crime?
so
When
you think Shahrukh case was a love story,
What
right?
do you mean by that? Arnab,
You believe it was fun love for you. It's not a hate crime.
Yes,
You
Lubna.
pour acid.
Can
you
we
put
discuss
her to
women's
fire,
safety?
Fire. It's not a hate crime. I'm very
Can
surprised.
we discuss women's
The
safety?
fact is, there are people who are unable to come to terms with the truth. And I believe that Hemant Soren should face all kinds of cases and charges for his attitude where he believes aise crimes hote rehte hain. He doesn't deserve to be chief minister for a single day. And viewers, coming up on the other side, what exactly is going on in Delhi? Allegations, counter allegations are one thing. But what is this drama when you take over the assembly? Are you protesting against yourself? How much more will be done to avoid the very specific charges that are beginning to stick on Liquorgate? That and more on the other side. Please come back with me.
Amity University Dubai has been awarded as the best university campus in the Middle East by Forbes magazine and recognized as the best university for job placements. Jumpstart your global career in Dubai with Amity, with faculty and students from over 50 nationalities. Visit amity.edu/Dubai.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
The tower of deceit, the tower of corruption has finally been brought down.
9-year battle, but it took only 9 seconds to get the buildings crashing down.
A girl who was allegedly set on fire by a person after she did not reciprocate his proposal in Jharkhand's Dumka district succumbed to her burn injuries. The police said that the accused have been arrested. Karnataka's Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai has instructed deputy commissioners of districts to distribute compensation for crop losses and house damages immediately to those affected by rains. He has also directed the DCs and the SPs of Ramanagara, Mandya and Mysuru districts must allow vehicles on alternate routes because of waterlogging on the Mysuru-Bengaluru National Highway due to heavy rainfall.
Wherever you run your eyes, all that you could see is destruction.
In a push to modernization of the forces through the Make in India campaign, the Northern Army Commander Lieutenant General Dwivedi has appraised advanced systems and equipment at the ongoing trials in Leh. The army has now begun reconstruction of nearly 150-year-old Bailey Bridge at Bhopal-Nagpur Highway. It had collapsed due to heavy vehicular movement. The NHAI has provided material for it. Around 70 to 80 soldiers have been involved and it will be completed in 2 days. Advocate Kamalkant Polekar, the lawyer for Edwin Muniz, has claimed that Muniz is now not the owner of the Curly's restaurant. He's also said that there is no document that establishes that he has ownership rights to the restaurant. He further added that they will file a bail application in the NDPS court.
और ये इमारत जो है ये धराशायी हो चुकी है, ये भ्रष्टाचार की इमारत जमींदोज हो चुकी है।
It happened in just 9 seconds. It was perfect execution.
100-meter tall building brought down in just 9 seconds.
Big win for centre in Antrix Devas case.
Delhi High Court sets aside 15,000 crore award which had directed Antrix, an ISRO commercial unit, to pay over the termination of an agreement with Devas Multimedia, a startup dealing with satellites. The bench said that the award was contrary to the fundamental policy of the Indian law.
Amity University Dubai has been awarded as the best university campus in the Middle East by Forbes magazine and recognized as the best university for job placements. Jumpstart your global career in Dubai with Amity, with faculty and students from over 50 nationalities. Visit amity.edu/Dubai.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of Reva's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. Reva University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Wherever you run your eyes, all that you could see is destruction.
In a push to modernization of the forces through the Make in India campaign, the Northern Army Commander Lieutenant General Dwivedi has appraised advanced systems and equipment at the ongoing trials in Leh. The army has now begun reconstruction of nearly 150-year-old Bailey Bridge at Bhopal-Nagpur highway. It had collapsed due to heavy vehicular movement. The NHAI has provided material for it. Around 70 to 80 soldiers have been involved and it will be completed in 2 days. Advocate Kamalkant Polekar, the lawyer for Edwin Muniz, has claimed that Muniz is now not the owner of the Curly's restaurant. He's also said that there is no document that establishes that he has ownership rights to the restaurant. He further added that they will file a bail application in the NDPS court.
और ये इमारत जो है ये धराशायी हो चुकी है। ये भ्रष्टाचार की इमारत जमींदोज हो चुकी है।
It happened in just 9 seconds. It was perfect execution.
100-meter tall building brought down in just 9 seconds.
Rizwan top scored with 43 from 42 balls as Pakistan were all out for 147 with 1 ball remaining in the T20I match in Dubai. Hardik Pandya led India to a dramatic final over win, hitting the 4th ball over the final over for 6.
ऐसे मैच में कहीं भी जा सकता है, बट जिस तरह से हार्दिक ने बैटिंग
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab.